Good morning. Today we have to see the current series feedback amplifier. In that current series feedback amplifier, this is one of the type of feedback amplifier. In this feedback amplifier, we use negative feedback. In this negative feedback amplifier, we have to give the voltage divider biasing initially and then design the circuit using design procedure. This is the design procedure. Design the current series feedback amplifier. In that we assume the HFE value of 135. In the with 135 value we can find out the values of R1, R2, RC, RE and CE, and finally we design the current series feedback amplifier. Why it is called as current series feedback amplifier means, in that output side there is two rule to find out the current series feedback amplifier. As first one is output V0 is shorted. If you shorted means there is no current flow in the feedback path, means this is current. If there is unshort means this open circuit means there is a flow of current, means that is current. In that the output is shorted, so in that current is flow, so it is called as current. The feedback path is connected in series connection, so it is called as current series feedback amplifier. In that we have to do the two experiment. One is with feedback, another one is without feedback. In that first we do the with feedback amplifier. In that with feedback amplifier, we first set the input signal with properly from function generator. From function generator we set the input signal of 0.1 volt, and then 1 kilohertz of voltage frequency we set, and then the output see in this is function generator. The output see in the oscilloscope. The input signal is kept constant of 1 volt of 1 kilohertz, and then give the biasing voltage. This is called biasing voltage or power supply, external power supply for breakdown the for 12 volt power supply for the circuit. Now the circuit connections, first initially the transistor is properly working or not. We set HFE value in multimeter and then set the BC107 transistor emitter, base, collector. The terminals are inserted properly in the multimeter. If you give some values, HFE values means that is 288 something values, 152, 300, this transistor is properly working. Then go for circuit connection with the feedback amplifier. Connected the circuit properly. The first we given power supply, external power supply 12 volt here, and all ground is connected in last end of the breadboard, and the feedback circuit and 3 capacitor and voltage or biasing are properly given the circuit. And then we give the input voltage already set in 1 kilohertz and 1 volt through the function generator. Now we observe the output. Now if doing the experiment of current series amplifier, we observe the input voltage kept constant. First we get an positive of input terminal and then CRO power supply of positive terminal. First check the input voltage is properly given or not. If input voltage is properly given 1 kilohertz and 1 volt, and then we check the output from the circuit are properly amplified or not through current series feedback amplifier. There is an output is shown in the CRO. The current series feedback amplifier is amplified of 1 to 2.8 volt given in 0.1 volt. It is amplified in 2.8 volt. Now kept an input voltage constant and do the readings through the table column. Table column is first with the feedback. In this with the feedback, keeping input voltage is constant of 1 volt. Keeping input voltage is 1 volt is constant, and then varying the frequency, and note the output voltage and the output voltage varying the frequency linearly increasing the output waveform, and then crossing the constant value is maintained and then decreasing. So we get finally bell shaped curve. This is decreasing gradually. This is an output waveform, and then do the calculations by using gain formula. Gain is equal to 20 log V out by V in dB. So for example 20 Hz 0.3, 50 Hz 0.4, and 100 Hz 0.45, and 500 Hz 0.5, and 1 kHz 0.5 is linearly constant, and then 1 megahertz it is linearly decreasing. So we get finally as an output of bell shaped curve as shown in the already in the model graph. This current series feedback amplifier is main application is used in gain stabilization in feedback amplifiers. Thank you for watching this video.